some of these young guys who we saw burst on the scene last year, very curious to see where they're going to pick up and if they're going to continue as we continue this transition as some of these young kids start to take over the game.
Yeah, I want to see the adjustments they make, and that tells you what kind of player they are. You look at Mike Trout. We always talk about Trout. He hit, 190, 180
early on, right?
when he first got called up. And then he made an adjustment. So I think there's some guys with some crazy talent. We'll see the adjustments.
All right, well, let's go over some of those guys, and let's bring in Ken for this as well. And let's start with George Springer. And Springer came on in Houston, played in about, 78 games, but displayed big-time Pop Kenny with 20 home runs in just 78 games. Had some ups and downs, but the power's there.
Power is there, 804 OPS, and I expect that he is going to show improvement this year. There's room for growth. He can cut down the strikeouts. Obviously, we know that. But this guy looks like he's going to be a prime offensive force, so I actually look for him to even be better.
Well, I like the fact that he's able to shoot the ball the other way. He really struggled early with the strikeouts. I think we've got to get the word across to this generation with a lot of saber thought and outs and out. No, it's not. An out is not an out. And I think we're starting to understand that with Baez, with Springer, with all these high strikeouts, and people going, whoa, hold on. We got to make an adjustment here. And so I think that's been a good thing that they've been all these strikeouts, and we'll see adjustments, and hopefully they can make those adjustments.
114 strikeouts last
it's
year.
too much.
It's just 78.
But you know what, guys? The overall numbers are still really good. And I'm with you, Harold, that there is way too much or way too little emphasis on the strikeout in the eyes of some. But when you're getting the numbers that George Springer produced in that limited amount of time that we just flashed on the board, the strikeouts are not that big a deal.
But you're looking at mediocrity then. We're saying it's okay. This guy can be a super, ooper-duper star.
He hits 40 homers with a 900 OPS. He's a super-duper star no matter how many times he strikes out.
Not if he's striking out 250 times. He can be even better.
He's not striking out 250.
He's on pace for 200.
Yeah, he struck out 114, Kenny. You waited about, half a season.
I'm betting the under, okay?
All right. And by the way, you saw those projections. Those are from FanGraph. They are projecting that Springer's going to hit 25.
Oh, those are projections. Yeah. Those weren't he didn't hit 25 home runs last year?
No, he hit 20 last year.
Oh,
so those are projections coming up for this year. Yeah, but still, he had 20 home runs last year. Yeah, so I think they're a little low, actually.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Dylan Betances.
Can't stare me down,
and this guy.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. He got his game face on.
I'm going to have to get between you two in between the commercial break. Betances, this guy, was a monster. 6'8", 260, by the way, and he was unbelievable in about 90 innings, 135 strikeouts, Ken.
Most strikeouts ever by a relief pitcher, breaking Mariano Rivera's record. Now, he's going into the closer's role, so that is an adjustment. I don't care what anybody says. The 9th inning is different than the 8th. But at the same time, can he be as good as he was last year? That almost seems difficult to imagine.
You know what, Ken? I'm going to say he'll be as good, if not better. And the reason being, I don't think hitters are going to make an adjustment that quick to him. He's still got the strike zone. We haven't figured out which way that's going to work. And he's just got electric stuff. I think he'll continue to be pretty dominant.
All right, so FanGraph says he's going to come back to the pack a little bit. They have him basically doubling his ERA at just over a 2.7 here and 84 Ks.
That means he's not closing. If he doubles his ERA, I'm sorry.
But Howard, that's still pretty good, 2.73.
The big dog.
That's giving up a lot of wins at the end of the game, though.
135 strikeouts
you know what I mean?
a year ago.
Yeah, you're right.
For a closer,
it's a different equation, no question.
Right, sophomore slump or sensation, Ken, for Jose Abreu, the American League Rookie of the Year?
Well, we all love Abreu, but can he do what he did last year? 36 homers, 107 RBIs, 964 OPS, second in the American League, only to Victor Martinez. I'm on the downside of him only because there is so little room to go up, it would seem.
You know what? I think he's going to be better. I thought about it.
Harold's putting a lot of pressure on these guys.
You know why? The White Sox are better.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to have a better lineup, and he's going to have Melky. He's going to have Eaton for a full season. He's going to have all these guys on the bases
That's
and
true.
people around him.
And he makes adjustments, Harold, as you know.
He's a great hitter. I think he can drive in over 110, 115 runs, and he can still hit his 30 to 40 homers.
Right, and he made adjustments last year because right out of the box he was all about power, and then second half he started to hit for average. Quickly on Yordano Ventura, the flamethrower, Kenny and KC.
He'll get better. And he, obviously, the big thing with him is staying healthy. But at the same time, he has this amazing arsenal once he figures out how just to use it. And maybe he never will because some pitchers don't do that. But I think this kid's smart. He obviously is really aggressive. He is really competitive. And he will only get better.
He reminds me of Pedro Martinez. He's got a little dog in him, got a little style, a little flash, and he loves the camera and the big moment. We saw that in the World Series, so I think he gets better.
Yeah, Ventura, I think one thing he will miss, though, is James Shields, being there. Shields helped him out immensely just from being a rookie from that perspective. But you got to grow up. You got to start to do your own
Grasshopper
thing.
grow up after a while, right?
Yeah, right, absolutely.
That movie.
All right, Ken,
Come on,
thank you very
Grasshopper.
much.
You know, you grow up after a while.
You talking about Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Ken, that was great stuff. Ken's bringing it.
Well, you know what? You and Ken, I'm sure.
hot.
Ken, if you guys don't know at home, everyone after the break, he likes to come out here and we chat. Ken might be on his way out here. Just off the top of that, you guys are going back and forth a little bit. So.
Best to keep us separated, Fran. It
All
just
right,
always
okay.
works that way.
Ken and I are tight, man.
All right.